What's up, everybody? Welcome, Blasphemous Reviews. Thank you for tuning in. We're going off the cuff on this one, so bear with us.
Bro, you keep fucking up again. You didn't even introduce our names. You just said the podcast. I'm Jake. I'm KJ. You forgetting
You're
everything,
Jake?
dude. No, you Jake. I'm KJ. Start it again.
What do you mean I'm KJ?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Blasphemous Marie. Sorry.
This is staying in the cut. I'm saying that right fucking now. This is staying in.
Welcome, everybody. Blasphemous Reviews. I'm Jake.
I'm KJ.
What's going
Yes.
on? Hey, check out our YouTube channel. We got a couple videos up now. We got 3 up now. So
The Matrix Christmas special.
then episode 11.
And episode 11. Please definitely give them a like, whatever. If you're a visual listener, we definitely want you there.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. So we're just hanging out, man. Check out KJ's shirt that he just got.
For my brother, Grateful Dead shirt. I love it. It's kind of funky. It's a little funky. It looks like the bears from Sesame Street. It's kind of like, if you're a Grateful Dead fan, I would imagine like that there's like some off-brand bullshit that people like to sell, and this is the reason. And I fucking hate it,
shirts.
but it's also salesmanship, and I don't want to like hate on that.
Right.
But like you'll go and buy a T-shirt, or like a family member will buy you a T-shirt. Grateful Dead shit is expensive. Authentic Grateful Dead shit is expensive. Okay, but it's also worth its dollar. But anyways, like they pry on people that like want to buy Grateful Dead shit for a family member, but don't know any better. So they're gonna fucking buy a $50 T-shirt that's not authentic in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, that's what happened to my brother, but of course it's the thought that counts, and I very much am happy about this shirt. The color scheme is fucking awesome, and it's by somebody from Etsy. So I give anybody that's props there. They're trying to sell their own product, and I think that's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
But,
it's like walking around on lot and just looking at all the like handmade shirts that people have made and shit.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I can't wait till we get to go to concerts again. Like big, big concerts. I've been to a drive-in show.
How was
amazing.
That? Going to a COVID drive-in show.
It was awesome. It was a great experience.
I want to do that, but here's my thing. Like the only thing that I'm interested in is there's actually Conor McGregor. If anybody is a follower of UFC, I'm a fan. He's coming out of retirement to have a fight next week, or I believe on the 15th or 16th of September.
He retired?
Yeah, he retired and he came back. So anyways, he has this fight with this fighter that he fought in 2013. I forget his name right now, but they're only showing it at the drive-in, I believe. They might be showing it on ESPN Plus, but you got to pay $50.
Right.
And it's like, fuck, man.
Is it a drive-in, like a drive-in theater?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And I don't even think they're showing one. The only 2 that are in Ohio, or at least close to us in Ohio.
Yeah, there's only 2 that I know of around here.
Yeah, it's the Holiday Auto Theater up in Hamilton, and something called Starlight, I believe. And I think that's in Springdale or Springfield. I'm not sure. It's one of the 2.
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either.
I never went to a drive-in show in a long time, though. Like a drive-in movie. Sorry.
Right. I love drive-in movies. I loved the fuck out of them before this whole COVID thing. And I remember like the most prominent one that I can remember that I went to. I was in high school, and they were doing an all-night horror feature.
Yeah.
And what would happen is they would play like a couple old school horrors and a couple new school, and they'd have people scaring you. And what was cool is there'd be like an intermission at like 2 or 3 in the morning, because you'd be there till 6 or 7 a.m. And they would give you coffee and donuts for free. And it was super fucking awesome. And the ticket was only $8, dude. So
That's
it was a
sick.
hell of an experience. But yeah,
Man,
that's
that sounds
what
like a lot of
makes
fun.
it is a lot of fun, and I think that's what makes the ambiance of a drive-in so much better. Like the people in the 1950s and 60s that basically did that every Friday night, they had it. They had a good idea. That's pretty fucking solid, you know.
I
Plus, it's also
mean,
good to wax ass. You know what I mean? If you ain't got no kids, like it's good to wax some ass
I
while you're
just think
there.
about that '70s show where they always go to the drive-in so they can make out.
It's a true thing, dude. I remember I took a girl there once actually, and we made out pretty heavy. And I remember one movie that played, and it was Contagion with the motherfucker from Born Identity. I can't even think of his name right now. Matt Damon. It was
Yeah,
Matt Damon and Lawrence Fishburne that was in that movie. So whatever year that was, but I remember that pretty well. But yeah, any memories of like drive-ins? Like it's just a good fucking time. It's
right.
been too long since I've been to one. But as Jake was saying earlier, this episode is literally off the cuff. We didn't create any material. Shit is just gonna be right off of our fucking mind. I don't know what it's gonna be. So this is an adventure for us and the listener. So also you can see the what is it called? What am I thinking about right now? The visual listener? Is that it? Is that what I'm thinking about? Yeah, the visual listener for
Why do
YouTube.
I have a countdown?
I don't know,
Oh.
dude. I was worried about that countdown. Okay, we're good. We're good. So for the non-visual listener, he had a countdown, and it seemed like his camera was gonna fucking power down or something.
Yeah, I think it was actually. I forgot to put my I forgot to put my ghetto made handcrafted tool that I use to keep the
Keep
timer
it
from
on.
going off. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just it's I'll be real with you. It's a hair tie wrapped around the camera with a raw joint filter wrapped in duct tape.
All I hear is MacGyver right now. I hear a MacGyver episode right now.
So it just like what it does, it's the duct tape's just soft enough to push
Right.
down the button halfway. And
I love that.
it keeps the camera from
I
timing
love
out.
that because that's not like a stoner genius problem. You know what I mean? That's you being creative as fuck.
Well,
And
I
that
got
reminds me of like
I
when you
got what
were
I
a
got,
kid.
and I need to work with what I got. So
Exactly. It reminds me of when I was a kid. I remember making a Rune Goldberg project. Do you remember who Rune Goldberg was?
fuck yeah, I used to watch those YouTube videos of those things all the time.
Dude, they were fucking awesome. Anyways, for people that don't know who Rune Goldberg is, I really can't explain him other than this man invented an idea or had an idea where he wanted one thing to be able to make another thing do something else, and so on and so forth, to create a ending reaction to something. And he would do it within 5, 6, 7 to 10 steps, if not more. And you can watch videos on people doing Rube Goldberg experiments where like it'll be like a marble going down and it goes down to a cell phone, and a cell phone hits a car goes down to a fucking thing, it hits a string, cuts a string, blah blah blah, and it made you a fucking omelet. It's crazy shit like that. That's so fucking neat. But I remember when I was a kid, I made one with this friend that I was cool with in my younger years.
Eyes all
Anyways,
right?
I'm a little glazed.
Okay.
I'm a little glazed. And
Like
not only that,
like a nice donut from Krispy Kreme.
dude, have you ever had one from the store itself?
Like a fresh one? No.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I heard they're delicious because they serve them hot. I heard they're delicious. I heard they serve
Me
them
and
hot.
her got it on.
Woo-wee! God, what movie is that?
Nope. No, you didn't. No,
Billy
I
Madison.
didn't. But a guy I know.
No. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
You can imagine what it'd be like if they did, right?
No yelling on the boss.
Anyway, continue your story.
All right, but the Rune Goldberg project, going back onto that, I remember I did it with a kid I was friends with at the time, and we made a car pop a balloon, and then then the explosion of the balloon, because we went above and beyond, because all they wanted us to do was have something pop a balloon. That's all they wanted.
That was the
We
goal.
made the goal, exactly.
Yeah,
And then like once that balloon popped, the I guess the pop from it made another car move, popped another balloon, and we did that like 3 or 4 times, and we got like 120% on our fucking grade. And I remember I just loved it so much. I thought it was like the coolest thing on the planet. I wish I could make it like a career of doing that. I'm sure somebody does.
Well, do you remember? I'm pretty sure that OK Go made one for their music video. One of their
They
music
did.
videos.
It's not Here It Goes Again, because that's the one with the fucking
treadmills.
Correct. It's one of their it's not Cinnamon Lips either. That song goes fucking hard, bro. I can't remember because I don't listen to enough OK Go in my life, but I do know the video that you're talking about.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. OK Go was like very 2009 for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I don't fuck
they
with
were
them
good
in 2009.
I still think they hold up, bro.
I don't know. I'd have to listen to them again. I haven't.
Yeah,
like
just
I said,
think about Here We Go Again.
No. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, but here it goes again. I should have. Fuck that song. Fuck that song.
Oh man. Yeah, no,
know,
I've always wanted to do something like that with the treadmills. You know what I mean?
Just to
but I feel like
be
I would
as cool
eat
as them.
shit.
I probably would. I bet you they ate shit.
I was gonna say, I wonder how much shit they ate.
Yes.
During the
but by the way, I was gonna say this before we all obviously got all haywired here. This is my actual domain of home, guys, for the visual listener. So you'll be seeing this more. But not only that, me and Jake are only going to be doing the Zoom meetings for so long. Unfortunately, some of our family members and significant others have unfortunately caught the COVID bug. And so we're just taking safety precautions right now while they are resting and getting better. So,
right. Yep.
But very soon we should be back to our regular schedule programming.
Yeah, which will be way different than this and the Christmas episode.
Yes.
But I don't know how different, but it will be.
I don't either. So I appreciate, first off, like I said in our episode, and I'm going to keep giving you guys love as much as possible because I appreciate every fucking listener that we have. I love every single one of you very much. You're going to be seeing a lot more, I don't know, what do you want to call it, progression from us. You're going to see it a lot more professional. You're going to see a lot more things very different in the near future. We're definitely trying to make this better and better as we go along. From whether it's our speech impediments to the audio to the camera or visual, however you want to look at it, it will all start getting better. And I appreciate you guys sticking in, every single one of you sticking in. So thank you again, astronomically. I really do love the fuck out of you. So hopefully we get big enough one day and we're able to do a Q&A together. And again, we have YouTube content to come. We want to have you guys please share what the fuck you want us to do. We really want to do some haunted house shit. That's not a joke. I'm very adamant on it. I'm sure Jake is too. And it would be cool to do something very remote, in the near future. Yeah. I just don't know what I would want to do. I want to go see the Shawshank Prison because that's in Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah. See, that would be cool as fuck.
That would be cool. I'd be down with that.
Right?
I'd be very down with that.
So, but yeah. I think that.
And cooking stuff we're going to do.
Yeah, so
as well as more review type episodes, which we're going to be doing album reviews as well as.
Just give them the first one we're going to be doing here in the near future. Let them know. Don't let them know.
No.
Okay. Well, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know. We haven't confirmed.
Okay, well let's let them know at least the one that I really much care about, and you do too. So here in the near and dear future, we are going to be doing or reviewing Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. It's one of my favorite albums growing up as a child. To show how old I am, it was the first album I ever bought in my life, and it was on cassette. So to give you an idea, like, and that was in 2000. Jake looked that up when we were hanging out
October
before the
of
podcast.
2000.
Wow. And I probably bought it. I think I bought it in December when my birthday hit. So that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that album is near and dear to my heart. Chester Bennington is near and dear to my fucking heart. So it is something that we grew up with as well. So,
Yep.
excuse me. You will be seeing that in the near future. So, but yeah, I want comments from you guys. Going back on that, please start messaging us. We have a few people that have hit us up with reviews and stuff like that. Let us know if you have something that you want us to talk about. You know, we have a full podcast, good fucking guys. You know, if you saw on our Facebook page, they're sitting there commenting and listening to our shit, you know, letting us know what we either fucked up or, you know, giving us the answers. So much respect to those guys. Again, please go listen to them if you enjoy comedy and just some weird shit. There's some weird dudes, but I think we are as well. So it's an equilibrium.
Yeah.
So
Equilibrium. That's right.
God
I
damn.
don't even know what
Do you
that.
remember that movie? That was like The Matrix.
Oh.
Do you remember that movie? I think if I'm thinking about the same
Wait.
movie, that's the one with Christian Bale and it's like semi like The Matrix.
Oh, all right. So it's like, isn't it where it's like a future where all like art and things like that are banned?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's very trippy, but it's actually like a wonderful fucking movie. Like
Yeah.
Christian Bale does not disappoint. I don't think he's had a
Never.
shitty movie.
I don't think he's
ever had a
ever
shitty movie.
disappointed. I mean, you
He's
can
one of
say
those-
what you want, but
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. I love him, dude. I remember. Okay, so over the weekend, I went to South Carolina and I was there for my grandmother's 80th birthday. Anyways, when I was there, I was watching Batman Begins as I was going to bed. Right. Well, I was at the scene where Master Bruce just had his house go down. Fucking Liam Neeson came in, fucked them all up and shit, and then like that pillar, you know, was over him, right? Well, you saw that Alfred helped him. I don't know why. I immediately got into fucking tears because of what fucking Alfred said. And if anybody recalls or is a Batman fan, he says, "Why do we fall, sir? Do you know the next part? So we can pick ourselves back up." That shit touches my fucking soul, bro. I love Batman.
Hey, I fuck with that. Yeah, I mean, Christopher Nolan just has a vision with everything that he makes, and it's incredible.
It's wonderful. And it's extremely confusing as well. People can try to explain Interstellar to me. I'm not going to fucking get it. It's a complicated fucking movie.
I watched a 30-minute like breakdown of the events and like the theory behind Interstellar, and it's crazy. And the lengths that he went to, the whole crew, everybody that worked on that went to like
to make that movie or to make it possible. I would imagine.
Yeah, and like also
the creation
of
it,
like convey these abstract like quantum theory shit. You know what I mean? So
it makes me wonder how that man's brain works.
I mean, he probably just doesn't smoke weed, and
no, he's got to drop LSD or something.
No, I mean, you know,
he's got to do something. He opens his third eye. I'm just letting you know. He finds a way to open that third eye.
Meditation.
Possibility.
Netflix has a like short meditation series on. You should check it out.
I will. I love meditating, so I will have to check that out. At one point, I think when I was meditating pretty hard, I think I found my third eye one time, and I don't think I found it deep enough. Like I don't think I went deep into it, but I felt my body in a different spirit than I've ever felt my body in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was one time. So this isn't like me that practiced the fucking art, you know? So this is something that I would like to see again.
Right. Yeah, I'm totally a believer that in deeper meditation, you can find all sorts of things that probably are very similar to what a lot of people describe during psychedelic experiences. which is cool to me because like
it's cool that your
you
body can
don't.
get you high without with just little things. You know
I'm
what I
high
mean?
on life.
Now
No,
that see, I'd like to be on high. I'd like to be high on that kind of life. Not when people are like, I only drink water. I'm high on life. Hydrate me. Shut the fuck up. I mean, don't get me wrong, hydrate or die. You know what I mean? But like, but like, don't fucking be that person. Like, because life is hard. Why do you think there are escapes?
Swear.
You know what I mean? I was just watching a movie called The Dark Divide with David Cross. It's fucking amazing.
David Cross is hilarious.
He is. Well, this one wasn't a hilarious movie. So he was actually
Okay.
it was based off a true story. I mean, it's got funny moments. It was
Yeah,
based
yeah.
off of a true story. His wife was riddled with cancer. She passes away throughout the film, unfortunately. But he is a butterfly expert, and he goes and does this trail that apparently people find very difficult as he's hunting butterflies and trying to explore and open his life. I don't know where I was getting with this, but it was so freeing to see somebody try to escape because, like, oh yeah, now I'm coming back. So his wife tells him to get out of the fucking house because, like, he's typing on his typewriter because he's a poet or something like that. I don't remember, or he's a writer. Well,
Okay.
all he kept writing is cancer, 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 and like he's in a daze, and his wife comes out and he's like, holy shit, I'm so fucking sorry. And she was like, it's fine. Listen, get out of the house. And then he was like, I can't because, and she stopped him mid there. I'm still alive. I'm still here. Get out of the house. So he gets out of the house. And the one thing he does, and this is what touches my soul, and I think it's because I'm an older man. He lies and says that he's with a birthday party and he goes and plays laser tag. All he wants to do is escape his mind for 5 fucking minutes and go play laser tag. What broke my heart about the fucking scene is they stopped him mid thing because it's like, oh man, he's a fucking creep because all he wants to do is play laser tag. And it broke my heart because nobody knows nothing about this man. Don't know that his wife is dying of cancer. And all he wanted to do was escape for 5 goddamn minutes. And like, it bothered me so much because when I can find an escape like that, and you see somebody laugh, like I'm getting emotional right now. When you see somebody laugh and just be happy when you know the world is so dark, it's a beautiful fucking thing.
And you're like,
Because
man, you're just gonna stop this man from playing his
right,
laser tag.
leave him the fuck alone.
So how did he end up going butterfly hunting?
So basically, I don't know how the movie played it out, but like they were kind of just breaking it up a little bit here and there, telling a story about him and his wife and this and that and so on and so forth. But like he's a butterfly expert. I think that's what he actually wrote books on to come back into play. So like he would go and hunt these butterflies, capture them, study them, and then release them back. And that's all he was doing throughout the trail. And I think it was also experience too, because he went through a lot of shit,
Yep.
But excuse me, it's a beautiful movie, wonderfully made. It's an independent feature, so it's not that well fucking known. I knew it because I'm subscribed to YouTube's like movie clips that are indie, or movie trailers that are indie, as well as big budget movies. So
Okay.
I watch literally all of them to make sure that I'm not missing anything wonderful, because I am. Oh wow. Okay, let's put it that way. Movies are my escape. They're my escape. Video games are my escape. Right.
Full circle.
Full fucking circle. They are my escape so much. Because you'll find a hidden gem that can change your life. And I believe, like, when you were kids, or when I was a kid, I remember, oh, television will rot your fucking brain, this and that. I think I've learned all my life experiences from television shows and movies. Honestly. Or at least a good fucking amount. Like, I wouldn't learn, like, for example, the Bruce Wayne thing. Why do we fall, sir? So we can pick ourselves back up. That's a fucking good thing to know.
Right, yeah. Hey.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think that you learn stuff through movies. And
Yeah, no, definitely.
they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Unless you watch, obviously, like low budget titty horror movies. You know what I mean? That shit's stupid to me. I won't, you know.
I cry every time I watch Interstellar.
So, see, there you go. Movies do something to somebody. They just do
Yeah, yeah.
something to you. You don't
That's
know
what
how to
what
explain it.
kills me is like there's people who don't feel anything when they listen to music or watch movies
Well,
and shit. You know what I mean?
as we talked about earlier in our podcast, if you don't like music or if it doesn't touch you, you don't have a fucking soul. I don't understand it. Your ears, like when your ears contact music, there's something in your brain that hits, and it's like a serotonin. And like when you have that, that's where that music gets you, where you have goosebumps that are raising your fucking hair, or you know, you're crying tears because something hits you so beautifully. When you hear something so angelic, or you feel something that moves you so deeply, like there's nothing fucking better in this
No,
world.
no, there's not. There's not.
Like, I'll be honest, sex isn't better than that. Sex is great, but music is 100 times better. I don't give a fuck what
I'll
anybody
be
says.
real.
Right. Like, I don't
100%
give a...
real. I'd rather feel the feeling that I get when I just like feel so like being at a concert, especially like Papadosio, or if it was like Grateful Dead or something, like where you're just standing there and you just look around and you're like, wow, like it's great to be here in this moment and around all these people and loved and like showing love and like
What you're saying right there is the most powerful fucking thing, because that moment right there, when you look around, you stop. Your body fucking stops, dude.
yeah,
It fucking every time fucking stops.
yeah.
It's beautiful. God.
I'd rather feel that feeling a million times than an orgasm, you know?
100%. 110 fucking percent. Don't get me wrong. I'll nut later, but that's more important.
There's time for that. All right. There's
Right.
time for that. And there can also be way more time for those great feelings of just, I don't know, gratitude and,
Mhm.
I don't know, understanding of
Blessing. You know,
blessing. Yeah.
there's like, okay, so for example, you don't have to believe in God. You can believe in God. I don't care. I was thinking about this when I talked about God, I think in an earlier podcast. God is what you want it to be. Okay? And at the end of the day, I think I heard this quote where it's like, it's better for you to believe in God and trust in that than not. And you know why? Because if you die and God was real, you're fucked, son. But if you believe in God while you're on this earth and he's not real, it's like it's a toss up. It's either way. You know what I mean? And I'd rather be on the 50-50 side of going to heaven if it's real than not. Because for a long time, I didn't believe in God. I kind of still don't. I have a struggle with that relationship. I'm pretty sure everybody does. You know what I mean? Like, for you to believe in anything, because like if you listen, there's two versions of God. And this is why I'm so confused. There's a God that people love that is all merciful, all power, all knowing. You know what I mean? And then there's a God that's very violent and very cruel and very angry, you know, and sins just as much as the next human being. There's different ways to portray the God that is portrayed in that Bible that people talk about. So
I think it's
it's
just,
hard.
it's a
Go ahead.
way to explain the duality of the universe.
Man. Fuck yes. Exactly how you said that. So like, believing in higher power, find your own way of doing it. But like, going back on that, the way I look at it is you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Muslim. You don't have to be whatever other religions I can't think about right now. Catholic, Jewish, whatever. Just believe that if you be a decent person, you take care of your neighbor, you be good to everybody you see, unless it's a fucking Karen and that Karen's being a Karen, you destroy her ass in every way, shape, and form. Okay? But if you be a good human being, I think you're going to go where you're supposed to go in the afterlife. I will always believe that. I
Right.
also believe
Yes.
my uncle portrayed this very well. He said, "This earth is not meant for me," and he's very much a believer, and He was like, this earth isn't meant for me. He said, it's meant for my physical body, but my outer body is supposed to have a more beautiful place. And that touched my fucking heart so deeply hearing something like that. And
Right.
he is very devout to his faith. And there is nothing wrong with that at all. And so when he told me that, it made me cry. It fucking made me cry. Because I thought to myself, I'm like, man, he is so right. Because that is such a, it's also a hippy dippy thing how he said it like that. You know what I mean? It's so hippie of him.
They can be one and the same.
They can very much be one and the same. And I loved it. I loved when he told that to me. And I was like, man, maybe I should just fucking find my faith in my way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So because of that, I decided after hearing that kind of conversation, I was like, you know what, man? I need to find my faith. And so a part of my faith is the sun and the moon. We talked about that in an earlier podcast. But like, I want to find something other than that to seek answers. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean?
No.
What were you going to say before that? Because you had something you were going to say.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
When?
But yeah, I don't know. It was like right about religion. I cut you off because I was just on a roll.
I think I was just going to say that, like I just said, they can be one and the same. Like, and for me personally, it's more so of an understanding, like, there's a lot of ideas you can take from, like, the Bible,
Right.
and apply them to a sense that somewhat makes sense in a physical, quantitative reality where, like, you know, like, let's say, for instance, I was just thinking about this, like, in the Bible, it talks about how God is a part of everybody, right? That's a pretty common theme, like, you know,
Right.
he lives inside, you know, whatever in your
You
heart.
and me, and
right. And I mean, if you look at it in this way, what is the one thing everybody has in common that is that powerful? And that would be our consciousness, right? So,
Amen.
like, right? So,
I
mean, if collectively all of our consciousness were, you know, that thing, that part of God that lives in everyone, you know, like, what would it be connected to? What's the source? And the source would just, you know, be the collective.
The source is the Matrix.
Right, yeah. The collective conscious of everyone in a way. So, like, so I mean, I don't know, that's just one concept that you could, you know,
out of many fucking concepts.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so I think there's a lot to learn. And I think
that's,
I don't necessarily want to say it's
too.
not true, but also for me personally, I try to take things from that and, like,
use it as
apply them as if they are real, and then figure out how, if it were real, would it work in our reality. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I agree 100%. And that's the other thing. And that's where I question stuff too. And I think this is where we can be a genius person, regardless of how spiritual we're talking here. Because at the end of the day, it's not a religious conversation we're having a spiritual conversation.
Right. Yeah.
And the way that I look at this right now, like at the Bible, I think about back in the day, like, I don't know what you want to say. Let's say Robin Hood times, whatever the fuck you want to call that. Okay. All right. I believe that the church made the Bible to put fear into people so the church could run the fucking town.
I mean, that definitely happened a lot of places.
Right, like put the fear of God in people, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I just there's so much to it.
I don't want to necessarily denounce the connection that maybe some of the writings had with a divine experience or moment in time by somebody who was experiencing something that I would call divine. But at the same time, I think a lot of it could potentially lead back to some of these, or a lot of these people experiencing experiences induced by psychoactive substances, like, all sorts of different things. Like, there's a podcast I watched recently with this guy who basically he researched the potential of like different psychoactive substances being used in ancient cultures, like ancient Greece and Rome and stuff like that. And there are examples of that in text relating to the use of potions and things like that to like meet goddesses and different sorts of things like that. So
Right.
I think to an extent, maybe potentially some of the writings and things like that originally were sourced from people who had experienced those sorts of experiences due to those substances.
Mm-hmm.
And that was then later filtered and filtered again and again to the point where, it could be used as a weapon instead of just like,
A healing tool. Let's
right,
put it that way.
right.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that's just like the government today, just like anything else. Um, if they're able to make money off of fear, they're damn sure gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, it's a big
You know, like
fear
for
is a big
example,
business.
what is that? Fear is, oh, very much so. I mean, for example, COVID. We
Insurance
talked
literally is an
a
entire
very
system based upon the fear of,
death,
yeah, like health
basically.
insurance. And well, I mean,
Yeah,
like
health.
life insurance, I guess, and like
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I'm
car,
sorry.
even car insurance, the
Mm-hmm.
fear of like getting into an accident. I mean, like, if you, let's say, you didn't even spend that money on car insurance and you saved it for yourself or a car fund, let's say you had a car accident, the money you saved from spending on car insurance could probably
Go to the
easily,
car accident.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably how they did that before they knew that they could scam us. They were like, "Oh, I have a brilliant idea." It's like banks. It's like the banks. It's like, man, how can we get money? Okay, we're gonna fee people if they end up swiping their card too many times and they don't have money in it. Genius. Okay, what's another idea? Well, people
Here's how
need
they
houses,
actually
right?
make
But
money.
they
Yeah.
well,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
people need houses, right? Okay, yeah, they do. Well, how can we give people a big fucking loan and then interest it like super fucking high? We're gonna tell them, we're gonna give them house loans,
Right.
and that's how they fucking do
And
it.
it's like, all right, hey, do you mind if we take your money to give to this guy so that way we could make money off of your money by charging this guy interest on it? Okay, cool.
Right.
That's how banks work.
Exactly. Exactly. And then like another thing, like my cousin tried to sell me on how a house would work and stuff like that, and how you could have a lower payment or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Bro, your shit's all sorts of fucked
Well,
up. We
I
have
don't.
to explain that. We are visually here. You
We did
cannot.
explain it.
Okay, so round two of this.
Why would we round to it?
You just round two'd it. We saw the fucking thing
Oh,
on the screen, dude.
yeah. Well, I had to. I don't have my
Okay.
thing hooked up on there.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't want to
Anyway,
stop the episode to hook my thing up on there.
right.
So.
Well, anyways, going back with what I was saying. My cousin tried to, explain to me how a house would work, how much I pay now, and etc. And it's like, listen, I get it. It's a
Yeah,
genius idea because you're going to pay lower rent,
yeah.
but it extends through your life, and you're going to pay a little bit more for that house than it really is fucking worth. And so I don't want to do that. But he explained to me even more where it's like I can have an estate sale after I pass away if I don't have any children, and that can pay for my afterlife. And it's like, buddy, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to die and my body is just a physical form. Like, my
Throw
spirit's
me
gone.
in the dirt. Literally,
Right.
I will say it until the day I die. Dig a hole, throw me in that bitch, somewhere in the woods, and just
I don't care.
let it be.
Like,
Like,
right. I don't care.
That's what
Like,
I
if
want
anything,
my body.
you want me to do something. Here's what my hippie ass wants: cremate me, Put me in a fucking tree and let me grow a tree for oxygen for the next people to have.
Don't
Let me
cremate.
do,
If you're
huh?
cremated, none of your body will
Oh
go
yeah, it
to.
won't work. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's why I'm
Then
saying
how?
throw me in a fucking hole
Right.
and let my nutrients go to the earth and the trees and the
Most
grass.
definitely. Most definitely. So yeah, let me do that. Other than that, I don't want to,
Wrap my body in a mycelium suit and throw me in there and let mushrooms grow out of my decomposing body.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna trip balls on Jake one day.
No, they'll probably end up just being like normal mushrooms, but
Probably.
you know,
God, I love this episode.
yeah.
When you're
Hey,
strange, man. Faces come out of the rain. When you're strange.
I used to have a Doors.
I know. I lived with you. It tripped balls on me when I was on shrooms. Or it fucked me up. Jimmy Morrison fucked me up.
Jimmy Morrison. What's up, Jimmy?
Jimmy, bro. He probably would get mad as fuck somebody calling him Jimmy Morrison. But I don't know. I could have been what
All I
mommy
wanted
calls
in
him.
life was being called Jimmy.
Good God. Do you know what I just got recently?
Huh.
So HBO Max has Courage the Cowardly Dog on there.
Bet.
Yeah, dude. All 4 seasons or
So
5
does
seasons.
Hulu, bro.
Does Hulu have that on there?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, bro.
I'm watching so much shit anymore. It's fucking nuts.
I can't. We're still watching X-Files
I can't, dude. It's like you're paying. So, are you only paying for Hulu
and Netflix.
and Netflix? Okay. Are you using your Netflix? So it sounds like you're adamantly using your Hulu.
I use Hulu more now. I used to use Netflix more,
Mm-hmm.
but lately, I mean, they took that '70s show off of Netflix, so that
They
was
did.
like
They
a
took The
third
Office,
of
which was a big
everything
thing
left.
too.
And honestly, I'll be real, a lot of the like Netflix original programming is not great anymore. It used to be really good, but
Some
now
of
it's
it's good. Okay, I can't shit on everything.
no, not everything. And
Mm-hmm.
just I feel like they're just pushing out a bunch of dumb content just to be able to have content, on there. And
I think
it's
so. There's a couple, but I do agree. There is some fucking bullshit.
right.
You're not wrong. Is
Yeah,
there
and
anything in particular that you don't like, or you're just thinking is stupid, or is it that you're just judging the fucking outer poster immediately?
I've watched a couple things and they were really like cheesy and boring. Like there's this like one about couples that go try to like survive somewhere and it was weird.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um
remember they did like a Bear versus Grills interaction thing where you could interact on your like PS4 controller or whatever, and I did that, and
huh,
that was actually pretty entertaining.
that's cool.
Or you had to make the choice of whether he'd live or die type shit.
Did you ever do the Bandersnatch?
I did the Bandersnatch. I did it one time, and apparently there's secrets in it though. I've
Yeah,
heard there's
and
secrets
there's
in
a
it.
lot. There's different endings and stuff too. So,
Yeah. So I might want to watch it again. I haven't seen it in some
and if
time.
you like die and go back
Mm-hmm.
and do something again, it might be different the
I
next
might
time.
watch it again because it's been some time. I didn't want to be that person that fucking watched it once and twice and 3, 4, 5 just
Right?
immediately right off
Yeah.
the back because I wanted to get dull too. The choices wouldn't start. They would start to lose their excitement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A friend
So
of mine did that and did mushrooms. He said it was a
no,
wild,
thank you. No,
wild
thank you.
experience.
Because the acid trip scene was a wild fucking experience.
My man just straight hops.
Fell to his motherfucking death, dude.
Wild. I
Goofy.
almost laughed a little bit because I was like, yeah, right. But then again, I remembered that like I've kind of seen people in that state
Kind of
before.
state.
So
Right. So you
then I'm
know that
like,
there's that
it's
plausibility.
definitely possible actually. So
Right. Because I remember when I was on an eighth of shrooms that one time, and like this is just me talking from experience. We were living on the third floor or something, and I remember thinking, what was it like if I would jump down? Would I be okay? You know, and thank God I never did that. But I had that in my head. So it's like,
yeah, but
you
you
know
were
what I
more like, yeah, it's in my head, but I wouldn't actually do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that's a definite thing, and I think that's why I didn't. And I'm not condoning that it would happen like that. It's just my first experience with shrooms was unfortunately overwhelming. So, like, I don't want to take away from psychedelics in the least bit because I believe that they can honestly help you with depression and anxiety. I do believe
In a
that.
lot of circumstances, I agree. And
So
also in a lot of circumstances, I think it could be
very harmful.
very harmful and also maybe just
A mechanism, a coping mechanism.
pointless.
Yeah.
It could turn into something just like any other drug. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
Where it's
that's what we don't
like
need.
you're doing it for this thing, escape and whatever, and you're just like thinking that you're going to. I know for me, for my personal experience, there's been times where it's like I just think to myself, I'm like, why am I doing this? Because it's not like I'm learning anything new like it was the first couple times I did it. It's not like,
Right.
it's not like I'm having some like epiphany every time now. You know
Right.
what I mean?
At this point, you're just chasing what you chased probably the first few times,
You know
just
what I
like any
mean?
other drug.
Exactly,
Just
right. So like
right,
and it doesn't have to be that way, and you could still do it a lot and not be that way. It just all depends on the way that you approach it and what, the framing of the time is for your life and things like that. So,
very much so. I don't want anybody to do a psychedelic before they should because that's what happened to me. And I'd rather
I
somebody
don't
be
necessarily think
comfortable.
before you should. I
I
mean,
think that somebody should be ready. I don't think you should
yes.
sit there and be premature about a psychedelic at all. When it comes to weed, everybody does that in their own fucking time. When it comes to tobacco, people do that or they don't do it. Same with alcohol. It just really depends, and that's what drugs too. There's people that grow up in their entire fucking lives and don't touch a psychedelic, a tobacco, alcohol, etc. And I I applaud those fucking people so much, immensely over and over, because at the end
Right.
of the day, if I didn't pick up a drug, I would have been very happy. I've always wondered what if, you know what I mean?
What if,
So,
yeah.
but I love weed, and that's literally the only thing. And I think as a 30-year-old man, I barely drink anymore. I don't even like drinking. I like having a glass of liquor. If I'm gonna drink, liquor gets me quicker. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You
Is that
know,
your motto? I'm gonna get you a shirt that says liquor.
liquor is quicker. Liquor
No.
is quicker. What?
What'd you say? Liquor gets me quicker?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That's what's
Liquor
in the
gets me
liquor
quicker.
gets me quicker.
That might have to be our first podcast T-shirt. Liquor gets me quicker. And then
Yes.
put Blasphemous reviews on the back. Good idea. All right, but anyways, like I just feel with drugs and alcohol, it's all something you try within your time, and just make sure you're around people for psychedelics. Actually, 100%. Make sure that you're around people that you love, that care about you 100%. There's no sarcastic fucking pricks, nothing like that. You need to be within a good space and good mind, and I believe that 100%.
I
So,
will be honest.
hmm.
Some of my looking back, some of my more favorite or funny or memorable moments were a lot of those times where the setting was slightly uncomfortable and it creates chaos in your brain a little bit when you are uncomfortable because you start questioning like different things like people's motives or like you start questioning like you know who knows whatever but
I
um
got you. I think it.
at the same
Mhm.
time if you can calm yourself during those and just like be mentally agile in the sense of like if you do need to respond to a situation whatever but also sometimes let the craziness ride a little and it's a little fun.
I think
It's like
from the
almost
view,
out of hand but at the same time you're like wow this is
right.
wild.
Well, I think for that viewpoint that you're throwing out there, that's for an experienced psychedelic taker.
Yes,
Okay.
as somebody would call a psychonaut.
That's actually a video game, I think, on PS2.
That is all. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But anyways, I say that because, again, of my first experience with shrooms. It was not a good one. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but I'm also not going to say I didn't have fun either. I did have fun. Okay.
Yeah, but especially when we got back to the house.
Right. But I also, there was a point where I wanted it to end. So I definitely took way too much for my first time.
Yeah.
Now, LSD, it was a different fucking story. First time I took that, I was happier than a fucking clam. Okay. And I loved it very, very much. Jake knew my tolerance and he knew what to give me. So first time I did it, I remember I was trying to make fucking, what's it called? Snowmen or whatever people do in the snow. What's that called? Snow angels? I was trying to do grass angels. I was in the grass. It was fucking summertime. And I was just fucking in the grass. Hey, grass angels, type shit. And I remember that pretty vividly. But I remember sitting on the porch and LSD did something completely different than what shrooms did to me. And that LSD hit me in waves. And I enjoyed every fucking wave. It wasn't something that was a peak and then you'd enjoy it, kind of like shrooms. It was just like a heartbeat. But it would only happen like every 15 to 20 minutes or so. And it was wonderful. It was the best experience I fucking had. So I decided to do LSD quite a few more times, and I enjoyed it. And then there was a one time where I did not enjoy it, and I took way too much. I thought that I didn't take enough, unfortunately. I did.
It was just heavy on the back end.
It was heavy on the motherfucking back end. And so that scared me again to do LSD. So the next time that I decide to do anything, it's not going to be shrooms unless I do shroom tea. I've wanted to try shroom tea. But if I do anything again, it'll be LSD and I will do it very mildly.
Yeah. Microdose.
Yep. Other than that, I do not. I just smoke fucking herb, man. Stick with the man-made plant. I love that. Or not even man. I'm sorry, not man-made. Earth-made plant.
I mean, now it's man-made. Oh yeah,
that's true. I mean, it's not pharmaceutical man-made. I'll put it that way.
Right. Not produced in a laboratory.
Right. Gosh,
you don't need chemistry to make
fucking weed. Right. A seed and dirt.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. That's it.
And sunlight, but
Right. That's where I told you a couple episodes back. I believe in sun and the moon.
The moon, the sun. Yeah, for sure. That's why
Right there, you go. So it's just it's just the way that you should look. It's the way. At the end of the thing, kids. At the end of it all, make your best judgment when you decide to do psychedelics. That's all I can really say to that. Make your best judgment, and then when you start to gain experience like Jacob has over the years, you can put yourself in a semi-chaotic situation, or a uneasy situation, if you will. Not something where somebody's got a fucking 9 popping off right in front of you or something like that. But just something where
get out of your comfort zone, like be around strangers, or like
right.
Be in public. It's another big one that's actually kind of fun. So.
Being uncomfortable means you're alive. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You just gotta know. You just gotta be aware of the fact that there are boundaries for things, and there's things you can and cannot do. Mm-hmm. Like even sober, right?
Right.
You have to remember those.
Right. It's like this. What would sober me do? Not this? Okay, I'm not fucking with this shit.
Right. Exactly.
That's how you should do that. Your conscience. It's not like you're cautious. Conscience.
Both.
Okay.
You're cautious of the
situation, and then your conscience in your own mind, because you should realize and know that, hey, I'm having it like kind of a semi outer body experience with this drug, but I'm also here. I'm really here. This is me still. I'm okay. Like, I'm here. And that's something you have to remember during a peak. I promise you, the peak is the scariest part. I will not lie. People try to make, oh man, it's just a little bit and you go. Everything's good. That's a fucking lie. Sometimes peaks are a little intense. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they definitely can be very intense.
So, You know, it is something you take with your own precaution. Just be safe at the end of this whole
Yep.
debacle. That's all. I don't condone it either. Well, I do. You know what? I do. I endorse psychedelics. Just be safe.
Yeah. Yep.
So, anyways, next subject. I got nothing right now at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that was pretty good, I think.
All right, I'll take it.
We will be doing a album review next week.
Oh, wait a minute. You're throwing this out here? I thought you said you weren't throwing it out there.
The review? We are. I'm just saying we are doing one next week.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Keep it there because what we're going to be doing with this album review is it's a little bit special than any other album review we're doing. Like when we talked about that we had plenty to come in 2021, this is a big thing, so it's kind of a surprise. So next week we are doing an album review. I don't want you to know anything other than that, and we will give you more details next week. Like I said, it's a little bit different.
Yep.
Don't want to say too much.
Yeah. It'll be fun. We're gonna have fun. This year is gonna be great, I think.
Yes. And I was actually going to bring this up while we were talking. I completely forgot about this. So me and Jake, we actually did make a cooking video at one point. It is probably not going to see the light of day. It's going to see bloopers. For the visual listener, you're going to see actually tidbits from it because Jacob, is honing his editing skills very well, honestly, once you see the video. Or not the video, but the intro. But anyways, we had a cooking video. We were going to make pasta dell'olio. I believe that is how you pronounce it, but it's probably not. And it's from Chef.
Aglio e olio.
There you go. He's all fucking trying to be Italian and shit.
Aglio e olio.
All right. So anyways, that is from a movie called Chef. It was directed by Jon Favreau, also written by Jon Favreau, also starred in by Jon Favreau. If I'm not mistaken, he did all three of those. Anyways, he's a famous chef in a what do you want to call it? A famous kitchen in California. He's trying to own his skills. Well, unfortunately, a food writer, food critic came in there, shit on his life, and it kind of gave him a breakdown. So he decided to do something different, and he made a food truck. Well, in the process of this entire movie, he makes that famous dish. And it is the tastiest fucking thing that I've had that does not have meat in it. I am a meat fucking eater, and this shit was delicious. Me and Jake made it one time. Unfortunately, my camera skills with his Nikon were not good at all. So unfortunately, some footage did not see the light of day.
The big problem actually was the fact that I had forgot to turn on the microphone on the camera.
Oh, shit.
So all of the footage that we shot that day had zero audio.
Okay, so maybe the camera work wasn't too bad that I might have done.
Well, it was definitely out of focus, but...
Okay. God damn, you just had to throw that shade right on there. It's like, do you hear that thump thump? That's me under the fucking bus, son.
Yeah.
But yeah.
it was a lot of fun to do, and it gave us some experience, and next time it's going to be even better.
And we were buzzed as shit at like 2 p.m. because we were drinking whiskey.
We were drinking whiskey.
It was a good fucking day that
you can see me take a shot of whiskey in the intro.
Yeah. But please give the intro a check out, even if you're not a visual listener. If you're an audio listener, check it out, because in all honesty, it made me cackle like a fucking hyena watching the
well,
the intro.
If they've made it this far in the YouTube video, you've seen it by now. But
that's for the visual. Yeah, for the audio ones. The audio
swing over to our YouTube and
most definitely
check it out.
But yeah, we made the pasta. Say it again,
Aglio e olio.
There we go. We made it. It was wonderful. The experience was wonderful. So we know that we want to do the cooking in the future. We want to find a different way. So, for example, there is a guy that I love watching named Binging with Babish. He decided to recreate the dish, and that's kind of where I got the idea as well. Anyways, I love his cooking style, and that's kind of the way that I want to form our cooking, instead of like where you're seeing body parts and shit like that. when it comes to our cooking videos, I think in the near future, they're not going to be, it's not going to be a podcast. You know, there might be some that we do live and have fun with the audience and shit like that when we grow a bigger fan base. But as of right now, when we do this, they're probably going to be, you know, 5 to 6 minute videos. And it's basically for you, for anybody that doesn't cook or anybody that wants to learn a new dish. It's basically for you to recreate, so you can try something different. I have plenty of ideas that I'd love to cook. I'm sure he does too. There's this thing that I want to make where it's like what do you call it? You know how like you have chicken and dumplings?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, I have something where it's like chicken and dumplings, but it's with beef. It's like beef and dumplings, and I make homemade dumplings and all that shit.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to do in the near future. So cooking videos are to come. We definitely, me and him need to quit being so fucking lazy and actually make a schedule of our goddamn itinerary on what we're going to do in the near future. So we basically just go week by week. And unfortunately, that's a smidget unprofessional. I ain't going to lie. But we definitely get this done because we fucking care about this so much. I know there's days on Monday, because we record every Monday. I don't know if you guys know that, but we record every Monday, and sometimes I get up here and I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to sit here and talk. But every time, you know, if he's like, okay, so for example, there will be times where we call each other in the morning just to see, hey, what's up? How we doing? Still meeting at this time? All right, wonderful. So there will be times where it's like, man, I ain't fucking calling him. I'm going to wait for him to call me. And he will. And then it's probably vice versa for him as well. And there's just those moments. And I think it's with anything in life. It's just like when you go to work. You get up out of bed and it's like, fuck, I do not want to be here today. Like, so, same situation. But
except I do want to be here.
Right. I want to be here too. And I think that was something that me and him were growing and adapting to while we were doing this podcast for a little bit. Because, you know, me and him, you know, friends for so fucking long, you know, we bicker like fucking brothers. It just happens. So for a little bit, this podcast started feeling like a goddamn job. And I did not want that. I was getting fucking pissed. I wanted to be happy every time I got on here. So finally, me and him had a conversation, and we were like, man, we gotta have fun. And so I think audio, you can hear it. The last 3 episodes have been the most goddamn fun that I've had. I know that for sure. And it's not like they're not fun or entertaining. Our episodes aren't. It's just, I believe that you're going to hear more natural conversation between us in the future because we finally figured out the rhythm, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So, like, I'm loving this more and more every fucking week. You know what I mean? And like, seeing what Jake does and puts his heart and soul into editing a fucking intro, it shows how much he cares, and it shows how much we want to push this shit out here. I know at the end of the day, I don't want to be fucking picking up groceries for old motherfuckers and all that for the rest of my life. And I know Jake doesn't want to be cooking chicken wings the rest of his goddamn days. So I'm hoping and praying that this picks up. You know what I mean? I think it will. It's not like I have a negative thought that it won't. I believe that me and him have a damn good chemistry, and as long as we keep being informative with shit, it's going to expand, and we're going to broaden our horizon. But, like, that's also a part of, like, viewership as well. Like, that also takes you guys. And, like, there is a few people that we can really count on that shares our shit, and it's wonderful. You know? Shout out to one guy. Kevin. Guy I used to work with, great fucking guy, wonderful artist. Check him on Instagram. He's amazing. He's actually trying to write a comic book. He does great shit. I worked with him a little bit at a pet store, and that's how I met him. I'm so glad I met him. I nicknamed him California because he came from California to Ohio. I know his story. He's a wonderful dude. And we're gonna have him on the podcast soon because he's very fucking informative and like he's wonderful and he's very accepting to come on. But anyways, he shares our shit every fucking week without fail, and I love that so much. I'm just appreciative of this man. So definitely check him out. I believe it's Kevin L. Rooney on Instagram. I will definitely correct that if I am mistaken. but check out his artwork. It's actually pretty fucking badass. He does Spider-Man. He does weird old school monsters and shit. It's really cool. But when we have that kind of fan base sharing, I don't know who's going to see us. You know what I mean? I don't know who's going to see us. And I love that. I love not knowing who's listening to our podcast. I love to know if you're like in fucking Texas or if you're in Arkansas. That's pretty damn cool. So, man, I felt like I was talking for a minute.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes or so.
It was like 2 minutes. It's like, bro, I got annoyed. Like, fuck, this is my podcast too.
Nah, it's good. It's good. It's all good. All good shit.
But yeah,
we appreciate the fuck out of everyone for watching.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and listening, sorry. But
what's that?
Said and listening.
Yeah, and listening. So, man, I don't even know where to go from here.
I think that's it, y'all.
I think that is. This is a very short podcast this week, guys.
Nah.
I don't know. That was actually a fair podcast.
Like an hour and a half.
A fair podcast. Yeah, we good. Much love to you guys. We appreciate you as always. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be the closer. You're the opener. I keep fucking forgetting that. Anyways, much love to you guys. We appreciate you as always. I will tell you that every goddamn week because I do love you. There is no denying that. I love everybody on this fucking planet except for the Karens and Kevins and the Kyles. Yeah. You know, you guys are fucking assholes. Quit calling the police on black people for having a fucking barbecue with their family. You're pieces of shit. Anyways, please come on back next week. It will be an album review. It is kind of a secret surprise, if you will. And yeah, much love to you guys.
Much love. Check us out on all our socials.
Oh yeah.
Stay up to date. We're having fun.
We'll quit trying to be lazy on social media. We know we're lazy. We do know this.
Yeah.
We're trying though.
We're getting there. We're gonna get better at it.
But please, we do need feedback. I'm gonna keep mentioning this to you guys over and over again. We're not gonna know what you want to listen to unless you fucking tell us. Like I've had one person explain to us that they love the 7-word challenge, which is awesome. So that's definitely coming back in the near future. So knowing that, it's great. It's like that feedback was wonderful. So more of that to come, or if you guys give us that, we'll know exactly what you want. You know, we're catering to your needs. You know what I mean? Like this is not for us. We want to entertain y'all, but we got to know what the fuck you love. So definitely let us know in the comments on all social media platforms, and we will see you guys next fucking week.
Later.
Peace.